the other night anyway. You're not going to be hungry anyway.
Oh, God. Alex Gonzalez is the pinch hitter.
You got to be, you know, the crusty veteran if you reach that level. Absolutely.
That's cruel.
Well, that's a euphemism for crusty.
Alex Gonzalez, first chance as a pinch hitter. And he takes a strike. Hitting only 165 with 133 at bats. He does hit 4 doubles, triple, and 1 home run. He is pinch hitting here for Mejia. Bases loaded, 2 down, the 0-1. 1-1. So Mejia, who came on and gave up the home run to Zeal, could be the winning pitcher in this game. 3 on. Millar, base on balls. Berg, fielder's choice. Bako hit by a pitch. 3 fish. 1-1. Gonzalez reached for it. Rodriguez stabs it and gets the out. But a 3-run homer by Preston Wilson has given the Marlins the lead. Let's take a look at the Mets' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Taco Bell. And it looks like that. Tomorrow, finish up this series, and then the Rockies will be in town Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings for games at 7 o'clock. Mets will face the third pitcher, second reliever, as Joe Strong. Quite a story, 37-year-old rookie.
Played in 5 different countries, 11 years in the minor leagues. At 37, making his debut in the major leagues. The oldest pitcher in 40 years to pitch in the major leagues at that age or older.
Quite a story. Speaking of stories, the Rickey Henderson story evolves even as the game's being played. Let's check in with Sean Kimmerling again. Sean?
Well, Gary, the Rickey Henderson story continues to just bubble over. Before the game, a report in the Associated Press that Rickey got into a shouting match with a reporter before the game. Andrew Marchand of the New York Post wrote a story that Rickey felt was critical. The two got into a shouting match in the clubhouse earlier today. Steve Phillips was asked if he thought Rickey's time with the team was nearing an end. Kind of looked at his watch humorously and said, "Not yet. Back upstairs to you."
Okay, Sean. The soap opera continues here. Jay Payton will be leading it off for the Mets against Strong. And the 37-year-old with a fastball for a strike.
And he is evidently strong because he was clocked at 97 miles an hour. Now, he sat out of baseball for 2 years. Went to Asia and pitched over there.
Payton to center, Wilson. One away. Alex Gonzalez has stayed in the game at shortstop, and Berg, who was playing shortstop, has moved over to third. Those changes. There's Berg at third base. Millar coming out. There is Rickey. Controversy swirling around, and Rickey's sitting today for no reason other than that's where Bobby Valentine wanted him. McEwing called up and started in center, now playing left field, has gone 0 for 3. 7-5 Marlin lead, 7th inning. Joe Strong, major league debut against the Braves. Came on Thursday. Great story about him in the papers today. 37 years old, making a major league debut, just taking it all in. Can't get to the ballpark early enough and can't stay long enough. Ewing takes the heater up high, 3-0.
McEwing, a real favorite of his manager, La Rosa. And when he was announced by the general manager that he was being traded to the Mets for Jesse Orosco, La Rosa put him in the ball game just to see him one more time. He said he wanted to remember him in a Cardinal uniform. He also asked me, McEwing, if he would give him his clay red Cardinal shoes to remind him what a pro ball player was.
Pretty high level of acclamation, and he's on with a walk. Well, Bell's been the man to get it done so far today, and he comes here with 1 out and a runner on, and the Mets down by 2. Home run in the first inning, his 7th. Single, stole a base, 3rd and an error, scored in the 3rd.
That was one reason why Tony La Russa liked Joe McEwing so much. Here, a 2-run game, bottom of the 7th. Who's on deck? Yeah, Joe McEwing knows that Derek Bell is over there and works out a base on balls. Doesn't swing it anything out of the strike zone. Makes the pitchers throw strikes to set up potential tying run coming to home plate, and the likes of Derek Bell.
Fouls that pitch back for a strike on Bill.
La Russa loved that kind of player.
And
smart player, a guy that would get his uniform dirty, you know, do anything for you, make the right play, make the right decision mentally all the time. And that's why he was so invaluable to the Cardinals last year.
And now becoming all of a sudden valuable to the Mets in the call-up. Immediately inserted in the lineup. First base, Lee Holding. Ray Ordonez, of course, continues out for the Mets. That's why we've seen Abbott at shortstop here today, and Ray will be out for probably another 5 days.
Same situation we saw before. Derek Bell, guy could hit the ball to the ballpark, and the Mets did it when Preston Wilson was at the plate, checking the runner at first base.
0-1, high set, fastball, and he chased that one, 0-2. The ladder was not high enough.
Again, he doesn't figure to be running here with Bill up in this situation. The Mets are trailing by 2 runs.
Which means he probably will be going.
That's right.
The way you and I've got it figured out. Don't give that home run hitter a chance to hit the ball out of the ballpark with somebody on base.
Joe Strong on the mound, and a 2-strike count on Bill, now hitting .360. Second on the Mets in average, only to Mike Piazza. Not going, came inside. He's got some zip on that thing.
That's a movement on it. Ball ran in right at the waist, right at the belt buckle of Derek Bell. Now, Bell was, you're talking about, Gary, will chase the ball up and out of the strike zone. Look at the movement of this ball. And coming right in toward that belt buckle. That's a pretty good pitch right there. Not going to be able to get at that pitch. Clocked at 93 miles an hour. Well, it was so effective. What looked so great was the amount of movement on the ball more than the velocity.
1-2 count. Infield double play depth for Florida. In inside, down, 2-ball, 2-strike count. That's hoping to get an inning. Alfonso on deck. Middle part of that order for New York. Ball, 2-strike count. Derek Bell throw over and back quickly. McEwing. Here's the 2-2 and a chopper towards third. Berg only play at first, hustles it over there to get the out. So Bell retired. McEwing will move down to second base, and there are 2 down.
Number 13, Edgardo Alfonso.
You know, we talked about Ricky Henderson. You want a lesson? Watch a guy hitting .350. Look at the hustle on Derek Bell. Look at this. Knows the club needs 2 runs, nothing but dead flat hustle, trying to beat that ball out. You want a lesson from your teammates? You look at Derek Bell. He plays this game hard, both offensively and defensively.
And he came as a throw-in, if you will, in the Hampton deal.
He's the gift add-on package, hitting .350.
Was made an enormous difference for New York already. Edgardo Alfonso looking for a big 2-out hit. The runner at second base, fastball up high to him. Fonzie has drawn a walk and scored in the first, struck out and lined out. Bell's got an RBI, Zeal an RBI, a couple RBIs with a home run and a single. Holmes had an RBI with a double. Fastball again and again up high. 2 balls, no strikes on Edgardo Alfonso. Mets had the lead going into the 7th inning. And Florida came up with 3 runs. 3-run homer by Preston Wilson. And a 7-5 lead as a result. 4 RBI day, 2 doubles, and a home run for Wilson. 2-0 delivery to Alfonso. Outside corner strike with a runner at second base. 2-1.
You talk about the Marlins. They can go to their bullpen here in the 7th inning. And bring in Drew Strong. He's been throwing 92, 93, 94 miles an hour. And they've got more than that in the bullpen. They can go to Brian Looper, and he can officially get it to home plate with anybody. They've got some monsters in that bullpen.
He was impressive in Florida, Looper was. 3-1. Ventura is on deck. The inning stays alive. Edgardo Alfonso in this ball game has added to that walk total, adding another. He's got 29. He's tied for 3rd behind Edmonds and McGuire in the league in walks. Strong's 3-1 pitch, and another. So Strong has come on and walked 2.
Number 4, Robin Ventura.
No damage yet. Stubbe, the pitching coach, out, and looks like that's going to be it for Strong.
All right, you wouldn't think that they would let Strong face the left-hand hit in Ventura. No, they're going to. Yeah, got me there. Ivan Ventura hit a ball in Florida when we were down there, when the Mets were down there playing. And he hit it to left center field. That we were talking about in that broadcast, Gary, how that ballpark just does not carry at all. The ball doesn't carry at all, especially in left center. He hit a ball in left center down in Florida that clearly, at least to me, would have been out here at Shea Stadium over that 396 mark. He really clocked it, and it barely made it to the warning track in left center field down there in Florida. I'd really like to get Ventura, get his bat going.
He's had a single, RBI, and a ground ball out, and a walk. 2 down, second base, Castillo. And Strong gets out of the inning. Robin Ventura retired. No runs, no hits. 2 are left on base. We've completed 7, and the Marlins lead at 7-5.
The second baseman.
Well, Strong now has 2 innings and a third in his major league record. And got it done. He's having some fun, isn't he?
After 343 games that he pitched in the minor leagues, he finally gets to the major leagues.
Big hits today. Bell has had them, but Florida has been there to respond. Millar with a huge home run. Dennis Cook came on, the hit batter. Set up a huge inning as Floyd got on. Rodriguez came on in relief. And the Florida Marlins have a 7-5 lead with Preston Wilson having the big day. 4 RBIs for him in this game. Rodriguez stays on for the Mets. Luis Castillo started the 7th inning off with a single. They batted around in the 7th. Cook went a third of an inning, 3 runs on 2 hits, walked 2, hit a batter, and gave up the home run. 7-7-2 for the Marlins, 5-8-1 for the Mets. Florida's also stranded 8 in this game. 5 left on for the Mets. Right off the fist, pop back, no play for Pratt. And A 2-ball, 1-strike count on Castillo. Rodriguez worked 3 days ago. Last outing in Pittsburgh, worked an inning there. Didn't give up anything and struck out 1. He worked to 3 batters in the 7th inning here today. Castillo again fouls it back. The switch hitter with a 2-2 count on him. Castillo's another one of those players who it seems like he's been around forever, because he too has had to learn to play the game here. He's only 24 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Already 4 major league seasons under his belt. Two-2 delivery to him and a ground ball to second base. Alfonso's got it. And Castillo is retired. Let's take a look at our Jeep game summary on this Saturday at Shea.
The right fielder, number 7, Mark Kotsay.
Bell, 2 for 4. Home run number 7. For Wilson, the 3 for 4. Home run number 8 and 4 RBIs. Zeal, 4th home run hit today. And Millar with a home run, 2-run shot, his 3rd of the year. Our Jeep game summary. Mark Kotsay up now, double in the 3rd inning. A 1 for 4 ball game and trying to drag one. Rodriguez not going to get it. Tried to pick it up and tag him and couldn't make the play. It's one of the few drag bunts I've seen in the last 5 years.
You're right.
Fun to see it. Yeah. Nice to see that nicely
The left fielder,
executed
number 30,
bunt.
Cliff Lloyd.
You don't see this kind of play much anymore. Look at this.
Theoretically, you try to make the second baseman field the ball, but in this case it works as Rodriguez comes over and tries to make the pickup and tag and doesn't have the ball in the glove.
Pretty good play by Rodriguez if he'd have gotten hold of the ball. He'd have gotten the runner. You ever see Mickey Mantle do that?
He was great.
He was.
Huh?
When his knees were good and he could run.
He holds a record for the amount of time going from home plate to first base as a left-hand batter. 3.3 seconds.
It was sweet to watch him. He'd have the ball rolling right beside him, going down the line. And
But you know what about that? Every time that Mickey Mantle would bunt, every pitcher going,
Thank you. Thank you.
Held him to a single.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened. It looked great though, didn't it?
It was a great thing to watch.
Thing of beauty.
Execution. Cliff Floyd up. Kotsay on at first base, a drag bunt single. And Floyd hit by a pitch and walked, and both occasions has crossed the plate. There goes Kotsay. Hit in the air to left field. Ewing. Floyd retired. Kotsay back to first.
Abbott on that play,
Center
the
fielder,
shortstop,
number 44,
really had a
Preston Wilson.
beautiful act going on the decoy that the ball was hit on the ground. Abbott pretends a throw is coming to him from second base. It's a 5-ball to left field, but now Abbott at shortstop goes through the motions of taking the throw on a ground ball as the ball is caught in left field. Gotta watch those infielders. They do that all the time.
Yeah, they hang out with those tricky pitchers, don't they?
And another pitching change coming as Preston Wilson stands in with a runner on at first base and 2 down. The call will go to the bullpen, and Wilson will not get a chance to hit against Rodriguez. So Rodriguez is coming out of there, and Armando Benitez will come on this time, so that Wilson will have to face the right-hander. 8th inning, Marlins leading it 7-5. Back to Shea after this. Well, let's check the Toyota line score. 7-8-2 for Florida and 5-8-1 for the Mets. And not done yet. Rodriguez out of there, and Armando Benitez will come on to try and get Preston Wilson out of there and not allowing to do any further damage in this ball game. game number 20 as well for Armando Benitez.
Playing third base and batting sixth for the Mets, number 15, Matt Franco. Pitching and batting fourth.
Preston Wilson and Armando Benitez have locked horns over the last week with the games played in Florida and here a couple of times. This was last Saturday. That ball was not to be seen again in the ballpark. That's the one Tom was talking about earlier.
Grand slam. Ball up in the
Although he
strike zone.
fouled it back
That
here.
didn't happen very often.
Got him.
To Armando Benitez, and then again last
Preston
night
Wilson
there finally got Wilson. But Wilson is really on a tear.
Started him with an off-speed pitch, strike one. Runner at first, 2 down here in the 8th. This is the 5th game these two teams have played this year, and Preston Wilson has 12 RBIs in those games. 1 ball, 1 strikeout.
Tonight, Gary, you saw that the grand slam home run that Wilson hit off of Benitez down in Florida. And he did a little twirl coming out of the batter's box. That was a little bit of giving Armando Benitez back to what he does to hitters when Benitez strikes them out. Well, Todd Pratt's really taking a beating back there behind home plate. But Armando does some gyrations when he strikes you out. He'll give it to you. And what Preston Wilson was doing was giving it right back just as equally as Benitez delivers it. And as what you talked about a little bit before, we're talking about some of the showmanship that's come into the game in the last 3, 4, 5 years.
That's a nice word for a hot dog.
It is about as well as you could do it right without covering it in mustard.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Pratt regroups. Warner goes. That's not a bad play right there. You just had the catcher take one off the body, and he's struggling trying to regroup. So the very next pitch, you run, and Kotsay gets a stolen base.
And you can bet that Benitez has got his mind on Wilson and not the runner at first in that situation.
2-2 delivery. Preston Wilson takes it, and it's 3-2.
Well, 3-2, base open. What do? You saw the first pitch of the sequence in this at bat, a breaking ball or splitter, something off speed out of the strike zone, and a real bad swing by Wilson. So if you're a hitter, do you look for a fastball? No way.
No way.
No way. What'd he throw?
Fastball.
Breaking ball.
Look, that's the funniest looking breaking ball I saw, Ralph. It struck me out.
It was a hard slider. So hard it didn't slide.
He'd have struck me out, but no question about it. This got to be a fastball.
Pitch hitting.
Yep.
Number 23, Danny Bautista.
So Preston Wilson is on, and Danny Bautista will come on as the pinch hitter. Runners at first and second, and obviously here in the 8th inning, these are very important runs. They can put them on the board. Danny Bautista with 2 down. Fouls it back for a strike. Bautista has not had an at-bat as a pinch hitter. A couple of home runs, 7 RBIs for him. Bautista's had only 52 at-bats. The regulars who are now over the 100, 120 mark for some of them. 0-1. Bautista check swing. Just held up. 1-1. Kotsay drew the 1-out single. Walk to Preston Wilson. Runners at first and second. Outfield played around to right field on Bautista. 1-2 on him.
Good pitch by Benitez there. The one thing that raises the your eyebrow against Armando Benitez, that's the splitter. Talking about a guy last year that pitched 78 innings and struck out 128, and nobody touches high fastball. That has not been the case this year. And he has been going to that splitter much more than his fastball of last year.
Chopper off the handle towards short, and the play at second base gets the out. Abbott on the ground ball, no runs, a base hit. 2 are left on. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. The Marlins lead it by 2. And baseball fans, a reminder, the Kings are coming to Queens. That's right, it's the Queens Kings, New York's newest minor league baseball team, playing this summer at the new ballpark at St. John's University. Opening day, June 21. For tickets or other information, call the Queens Kings at 718-990-2700. A lot of the fog has lifted. Pretty good overcast and pretty low ceiling at the start of this ball game. Some of the sun has come out here a bit though, and Mets fans hoping for another one of those late inning rallies. Bautista stays in the game. He's in left field. Floyd had been there. And this is the young man we were talking about before, Braden Looper, who we saw in Florida against the Mets, and some impressed with what this man throws up there. Todd Zeile will lead it off against him. Zeile, a home run, his 4th in the 6th inning, takes the fastball down low. 2 for 3 today and 2 RBIs for Todd Zeile. And the 2-0 count. Looper unhappy with those 2 pitches. That Franco will be hitting in the next spot. He came on in the double shift, taken for a strike by Zeile. There's Franco waiting for his first at bat. Looper's fastball is there for a strike again.
Second pitch today that Todd Zeile has not liked. He got a slider down and away earlier in one of his at-bats. He didn't like it at all. And here the 2-ball 1-strike sinker, and that, if that was in the strike zone, it was by a whisker on Todd Zeile's chin. That was right at the bottom of the strike zone at best. He didn't like it. Huge difference between 2 and 2 and 3 and 1 count. He's just trying to get on base.
Wear your pants out low, you got no chance of getting that low pitch around, say, below the knees, called strike or a ball. I never have figured out why they do that.
Doesn't help the umpires, Ralph, to help you.
Third baseman.
Not one bit.
Number 15.
Good job.
Franco.
Good job by Zeile to get on base there and bring the time run to the plate.
You want to manage or be a pitching coach in the big leagues? 2-run ball game. Lead-off hitter in the inning. Ball 4. Going, oh my, oh my. And you got a pitcher on the mound throwing 95 miles an hour and not in the strike zone.
And Matt Franco, first ball hitting right center. Kotze and Wilson. Kotze.
And just missed it.
Got the fastball he was looking for. And a little bit under it. 1 down, Matt Franco in his first at bat.
Matt Franco really been struggling for the New York Mets, hitting under 200, right around 150. Got a fastball that he could drive, looking to tie up the game if he could. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And he has been scuffling since April.
First out here in the 8th. That'll bring up Todd Pratt, 1 for 3. His single came back in the 2nd inning. On at first base, Zeile. Fastball in for a strike. Looper has that sinking fastball, 100 miles an hour at times. He's a pronounced ground ball pitcher. He's working on a slider, changeup, but it's that sinking fastball he lives and dies with. And Looper, at the age of 25, out of Weatherford, Oklahoma. When he throws strikes, it is very tough to get that ball out of the infield.
Oh, that's perfect. Exactly what you're talking about, Gary. If you just read the body English and the reaction of Todd Pratt after that pitch, Because there's really nothing that he could do with it other than beat it onto the ground. He does have a deadly sinker.
Got a 0-2 count here. Outside with it. 1-2 count.
But they've got some size in that bullpen too, don't they? They got some monsters down there. Looper is 6'5". Cal Fonseca is 6'5".
Yeah, the old Green Bay Packer pulling guards out there. 1-2 count. Took a little slider right there. He missed with 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looper probably will be their closer. Fonseca's their closer right now. He has all 12 of them. But they think Looper is going to be the one in the future. Again, he's just 25. Will become the closer for the Florida Marlins. 2-2 count on Pratt. Fastball. 3-2. Kern Abbott waiting on deck.
Interesting situation. 1 out. Zeal at first. Not good speed at all. Potential strikeout pitcher on the mound. Non-contact hitter at the plate.
Runner goes. Ground ball right behind him in the right field for a base hit. Over to third base, Ventura. Kotze gets it in. And Todd Pratt comes through. And the hands for Piazza, who's coming out to pinch hit.
Huge hole on the right side. The hitter, Todd Pratt, knows that the runner at first is going, knows the huge hole is over there, and I was shooting that way. And good execution by Pratt. Now all of a sudden the Mets got their big gun, a chance to win a ball game. Mike Piazza has been swinging the bat well lately.
First and third, 1 out. Mike Piazza, a pinch hitter. He is 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter this year. Third in the league in average. And Looper's pitch is ball 1. Pizza getting the day off behind the plate today. It's Lupa and Piazza with Zeal at third and Pratt at first and 1 out. Wow. Did he hit the mask with his bat?
Backswing. Got him with a backswing. Took the mask right off the catcher's head. Man.
A clean pick.
That says a lot for that type of helmet that Pratt's wearing, doesn't it? Holy mackerel. Wow.
One ball.
You're talking here about one of the best fastball hitters in the game, and Mike Piazza, too.
1 away, 1-1 delivery to him. Foul back again. Key moment of the game, 8th inning. Marlins lead at 7-5. Mets have 2 on, 1 away, and Piazza off the bench. Piazza faced Looper once in that series in Florida, 0 for 1. One-two delivery. Jammed it. Oh my gosh, ate him up, held on to it. Tried to hold up at a pitch that was going to take his top hand off, and a strikeout for Looper.
I'm telling you one thing, Ralph. Very rarely do you ever see Mike Piazza have a bad swing at a fastball.
He was really tied up with this fastball. It sailed in on him, and he had no chance.
Mike Piazza, one of the best fastball hitters in baseball. You'll see him take some mediocre swings at off-speed, breaking pitch, or a straight changeup. But at a fastball, I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad swing at a fastball. That was as bad as it gets right there. That sinker just right in at that belly button ate him up.
Movement was fantastic.
John Nunnally now pinch hitting in the number 9 spot. Runners at first and third, but now there are 2 down. Mets down by 2, trying to keep the inning alive here in the 8th. Get one of these runs in. Looper's overhand pitch, outside corner, strike. Left-handers hitting 150 off Looper. Right-handers 178. He's given up only 1 home run. Zeal at third, Pratt at first. Nunnally 1 and 2. Looper has it looks like the attitude of a closer. He certainly has all the body action of one. He can't wait to. Here you go, hit it. Just try and hit it.
I got good stuff. Hit it if you can.
1-2 count on John Nunnally. Nunnally can't. And Looper gets the strikeout. 2 Ks, no runs, a base hit. Mets leave 2 on, 7-5 Florida.
If you experience
Keep the peace.
New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Real values every day. Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. This Bud's for you. The men and women of General Motors, whose commitment to quality brings you outstanding cars and trucks. Closed captioning is brought to you in part by 1-800-MATTRESS and mattress.com, where the last S is for savings. With Ralph Kiner and Tom Seaver, I'm Gary Thorne, and yes, Ricky Henderson is now in the ballgame. He comes into play left field. McEwing moves into short, so McEwing has played center, left, and shortstop. That Tom was talking about earlier, and Ralph, the versatility that La Russa so loved when he played in St. Louis. Armando Benitez goes to work here against Danny Bautista as we go to the 9th inning.
And the kind of player that Bobby Valentine likes, obviously.
Derek Lee, sorry. Breaking ball missed there, 2-0.
Valentine likes that Melvin Moore kind of player, can play center field, out left field, third base, any of the infield positions really. Probably can play first base as well. And as much as Bobby double switches and moves players around, McEwing is going to fit right in the mold for this ball club. Center field, left field, and shortstop now.
Ordonez has the bad shoulder. There's Franco's in at third. Came on a double switch for Ventura. 2-1 delivery, and that's down low. And Benitez falls behind Derek Lee. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pop that one up third base side. Franco fair territory. And Lee's retired, 1 away in the 9th. Tomorrow, the greatest adventure of all time. Join Luke Skywalker as he tries to save the galaxy in the special edition of Star Wars. Tomorrow at 4:30, right here on WB11. Nunnally has stayed in the ball game in center field. Peyton, who is out of there. Armando Benitez strike to Dave Berg. Looking ahead for the Mets, they'll have the top of the order scheduled up. McEwing, Bell, and Alfonso in the bottom of the 9th inning. He does fastballs right there, 0-2. Now he's just rearing back, letting her rip. Berg, a couple of walks. Fielder's choice and is grounded out today. Florida trying to go 4-1 against the Mets this year.
Mets have really had a difficult time with the Marlins and their short history in the National League.
They were a tough club to play against when they were winning. They are now a tough club to play against as they rebuild. 2-strike count on Berg. Strike 3 call. He knew it, didn't want to hear it, and won't argue. Armando Benitez, the strikeout, is first, and 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. It's another sign of what you were talking about, Tom, that Armando Benitez, I mean, his strikeout totals were unbelievable the past couple of years.
Off the charts.
Off the charts.
Absolutely off the charts.
They aren't there now, and that's not necessarily bad, but just an indication that more balls are being put in play on him than had been true over the last couple of years.
And more home runs hit.
The indication is where's the fastball gone, because the fastball was the strikeout pitch. How from a player last year who had, we talked about it before, huge amount of strikeouts over innings pitched, and basically by throwing the fastball, how can, and there's the off-speed pitch, which they would love for him to have, but where did the fastball go? Where did that dominant fastball go? Totally dominant fastball go in 1 year. And that's not to say he's not throwing hard. He does throw hard. But last year, it was virtually unhittable.
This year, a bit more hittable. 0-2 count. Backo take that pitch outside. 1-2. 2 down here in the 9th inning. He struck out twice, been hit by a pitch and got an RBI and a single. 3-run 7th inning. The Marlins got the lead, still have it, and struck him out. Or foul ball, sorry. Foul tip, still 2 down.
They asked this catcher what he does in the offseason. He says he drives a backhoe.
Drives a backhoe? Oh, gee.
I couldn't. You know what? I've been thinking about that the whole game. And I said, no, I'm not going to save it. But I can't pass it up.
Yeah, you didn't save it long enough.
No. What do you do?
Outside a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, come on. Oh, my grandson likes to watch backhoes work. You know? That's what made me think of it.
Well, watch him, because after these swings in this at-bat.
No, don't go there.
A 2-2 count. Fouled it back.
Right there was the fastball, and he'd been using the splitter before. But you really wonder about the fastball right now.
Looking for his second strikeout in this inning with that 2-2 count. And not going to let him have it the easy way.
And that ball right there, left-hand hitters weren't hitting last year.
Couldn't hit it.
Couldn't hit it. Couldn't get to it. The ball had such movement on it, such velocity. You can look at it again. I mean, that's no cup of tea. That's not the point. The point being, that pitch last year, right, in that situation, against a guy that does not have good bat speed, was a no contest. It was strike 3.
Try again, 2-2 delivery after a couple of foul balls. Make it 3. Freddie Gonzalez, third base coach, remains 2-2. Backo making him work. Armando Benitez looking for that 3rd out. Brad Penny tomorrow and Mike Hampton. 1:10 first pitch, then the Rockies come in. Masato Yoshii scheduled to go, the former Met, against Al Leiter to open that up on Tuesday.
And it doesn't get any easier for the Mets after that.
Rolando Araujo will be on, and then Pedro Estacio. Scheduled starters, games 2 and 3 of that series. Rick Reed and the Mets have not decided on Thursday's start. Foul back again. And Pratt got a piece of that. Pratt's going to be ready to have Mike Piazza come back on and start the game tomorrow, because
give him a break.
He has been battered around today. A couple of shots on foul balls. Bat hit by a pitch batter that caught him too. Center field got pretty good wood, not only there. So Benitez retires the side in order. And the Mets look for a 9th inning rally. Bottom of the 9th inning, top of the order coming up. Mets trail by 2. Let's take a look at our GM turning point of the game. Preston Wilson is the man.
Well, it could be instant replay. as he has done nothing but be trouble, a thorn in the side of the New York Mets in the last 6 games that they have played against them. 5 or 6 games that they played against them. Here, a big home run. A no-doubter. Swinging as hot a bat as there is in the big leagues. Mookie Wilson's little boy, Preston Wilson. Not too little anymore, is he?
No, sure isn't. Antonio Alfonseca, the closer.
Nor is that man right there. Another member of the monster bullpen for the Florida Marlins. League leading 12 saves. Pretty good numbers there. How good is he? Read them all. There you go. That was for the boys in the truck. They want to know what's important.
12 for 13 in the save situations for Alfonseca. Joe McEwing will lead it off. McEwing a walk, 0 for 3. Trying to butt his way on and a strike taken. Now right now in the lineup, hitting 4th is the pitcher. If our reading is right, there's nobody left to hit for him. The only one left is Ray Ordonez, who's hurt. He can pinch run, but as far as I know, cannot bat. So if they get down to the number 4 spot, and this is the leadoff man McEwing, there's nobody left to hit from a fielder's position.
From a player standpoint. Player non-pitcher standpoint.
Pitch is outside, 1-2. Mike Hampton is probably the best hitting pitcher in the game, and he's got the elbow guard on. Probably wouldn't be wearing that just for looks, unless he was having a real slow day. McEwing with a 1-2 count, and he's got the bat. And they may need him. That's a fair ball. Down to second base, McEwing. That'll be a double.
Well, if you're looking for a guy with versatility, hustle, an idea how to play, you're looking at McEwing, who's playing his first game for the Mets. He has done an outstanding job in this game, open up in center field and getting on base in the 7th inning with a walk and a double right there on hustle.
So the Mets have their 10th hit of the game, out hitting the Marlins 10-8. And here's Derek Bell. A home run, a single, 2 runs scored in the game, and the RBI off the homer. He represents the potential tying run. Alfonseca. Bell is 0 for 3 against Alfonseca. It's going to be interesting when we get to that 4-hole. 1-0 count. Bell rips that one back into the screen. 1-1. Antonio Alfonseca trying to finish it off, but McEwing starting out with that doubles, giving the Mets a chance. Mets have not won a ball game this year where they have trailed after 8 innings. They are 0-15. 1-1 pitch. It's mano a mano right there.
We talked earlier, Ralph, about what the pitcher will give you, and that looked like Derek Bell trying to pick a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Pull it to left. Look at the location of this pitch. And it looked like Derek's trying to hit it out to left. He does not do that very often, and may have been hitting just for the count in that situation.
Bell on the 1-2 fouls it off outside of third.
Well, that's a good job staying alive on a sinker born in right on you. We saw the pitch from Looper to Mike Piazza, and here Alfonseca threw that sinker. After throwing the fastball away, it looked like just running right in on the belt buckle. Yep, inside. Good fastball. A good job to stay alive by Derek Bell.
Alfonseca, another sinker ball pitcher, and hard 1-2 delivery. And another chopper to short. Gonzalez holds the runner. And did he get him? Yes. That was close to pulling Lee off the bag. Holding at second base, McEwing. Bell retired. One down in the bottom of the ninth.
And again, good hustle by Derek Bell. Talking about the size of these Florida Marlins. Derek Lee, 6'5" at first base, long reach.
And he had it. Edgardo Alfonzo. One down. Strike on the outside corner. And with only one away, it looks like Mike Hampton is going to get a chance as a pinch hitter. Nobody left to hit for the pitcher. Grounder, base hit into left field. Long way to go for Bautista. McEwing will score. It's a one-run game, an RBI for Edgardo Alfonzo.
Number 32, Mike Hampton.
Well, you put the ball in play, third baseman on the line, protecting against the double, and that just an easy bouncer right between short and third. But the third baseman over projecting that foul line did not want the double to let the tying run get to second base.
Edgardo Alfonzo, the RBI, will be his 27th. And now here is Mike Hampton. Pinch hitting with one down. Hampton, as a hitter, has had 4 hits and 17 at bats, all on days he was pitching. All singles, 1 RBI.
He has been used as a pinch hitter with Houston, and he is a good hitter. There's no question about it.
But probably not in this kind of situation. That's the difference. I wonder why he wouldn't bunt. You look at, if you can tie this game up, of course, Bobby Valentine's going to be out of bodies anyway. Hampton does have excellent speed. He runs extremely well. You look at Todd Zeile in the on-deck circle, and he's going to be difficult to double up.
1-2 on Mike Hampton. First pinch hitting he's had a chance to do this year, as he's on for Armando Benitez. As the Mets run out of bodies here. And a chopper to third base. They go to second and got the out, but it was a foul ball. Home plate umpire Wally Bell makes the call. Berg talking with the third base umpire, Mark Hirschbeck, but until that ball goes by the bag, it's the home plate umpire's call. The other umpire can help if the home plate umpire needs it.
Did you notice the umpire, the position the umpire took when the call was made, when the ball was fielded? Crossed his arms and said, I had nothing to do with it. Kind of like, don't look at me. There it is right there. He does too. He says, not my call. You want to look at somebody, look at the home plate umpire. Exactly right, Gary. The home plate umpire's call.
So it remains a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Mike Hampton. 2-2. You got to believe. You watch the home plate umpire here get up on the line and make the call. He's looking right down the line. See right there. Arms up, foul ball. 2-2. Hampton will foul it off. One would believe this is going to lead the Mets organization to wonder whether or not, with Ray Ordonez out for a while, do you stay short Or do you go get somebody and put him on the DL? Or somebody else on the DL?
Well, if it causes this kind of situation where you got a time run at the plate, you got to use the pitcher. That's not what you're looking for.
No.
Well, that's the type of baseball Bobby Valentine plays. He uses a lot of players in the ball game.
2-2 count again on Mike Hampton. Alfonseca gets it. 2 down. So it comes down to Todd Zeile.
Well, the battle is won by Antonio as he outlasts Hampton, who did a pretty good job of trying to do something he's not really paid to do.
Now he'll start the game tomorrow as a pitcher. Alfonseca with 2 down. Runner at first base. Todd Zeile up. Zeile a chopper, and he's got a base hit. Again with the third baseman Berg playing the line. Lots of room. Potential tying run moves to second in the person of Alfonso with 2 down. A Zeile base hit.
And one of the moves that Valentine made earlier in this ball game was putting Matt Franco in the game as a replacement of the starting player, and he now has Franco coming up for the second time in this game.
Matt Franco flied out to right field. First time up. 1 for 4. He is off Antonio Alfonseca. Two down, 9th inning, 7-6 Marlins lead. Franco, ball 1. Todd Pratt on deck.
If the Mets would tie this game up and go into extra innings, Bobby Valentine has absolutely no bench left.
2-0 delivery. Franco fouls it back. Both these teams have done well in one-run games. Florida's 8-4. Mets are 8-2 in one-run ball games so far this year. There's the lineup card. See at the bottom, Ordonez, the only name left on the right for a position player, but he can only pinch run because of that shoulder problem. There's Ray. 2-1 chopper. Alfonseca underhand flip. He's got the save, and the Marlins have the win. Franco retired a run in on 3 hits, but the Mets unable to get that tying run in. And the Marlins have won the first 2, 7-6. The final score here as Cook will take the loss. And a tough loss for the Mets, who had the lead until the 7th. Our next Met telecast next Saturday, 1 o'clock. The Mets host the Arizona Diamondbacks. Stay tuned now for Fresh Prince coming up. Our final here, 7-6 for Ralph Kiner, Tom Seaver. I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks.